It's Maija here with my Friday reads. I haven't talked to you in a while, so I thought I'd do an update. I just filmed my Q1 reads and receipts, so that will be coming just as soon as I get it edited. I know it's a bit late since it's almost the end of April now. The second quarter is well on its way, but yeah, as soon as I get it edited, I think next week it'll be out. But I am currently reading The Ghost Tree by Christina Henry. This is a horror novel. I am about 1/3 of the way through, and this tells about this town where last year the main character Lauren's father was murdered, and this year two young girls are murdered. And that sort of brings us to this thread of mystery that's going on in this town and what is really going on. So Lauren and Miranda have been best friends forever. Every day one would say, "Meet me by the old ghost tree." And Lauren is like one of the only people in the town who isn't afraid of the forest and afraid of that tree. So far I am enjoying it. I really want to know what's going on in this town. One thing that I'm a bit on the fence about is that there are so many point of view characters. The author gives a point of view to a lot of people in this same town, and some of them I feel are a bit unnecessary, and I would like to focus on, for example, Lauren and a couple of the other characters. There's been one chapter at least that I think wasn't necessary to be from that character's point of view. So that's something that I don't really like in horror novels, but we'll see where this goes. So far I am very intrigued. This is supernatural, so I mainly read supernatural horror if I read it. I am also a bit under halfway through Howard's End by E.M. Forster. I've been reading this for a while now, since March I think, and I'm really this is really slow going for me. I have read Maurice and A Room with a View from Ian Forster before, and I really liked both of them, and they were both very easy to read. And this one I'm just slogging through. I haven't really connected with the characters, and the writing is quite different, I feel, from the books that I've read. It deals more with ideas and themes of the novel, and has a lot of stuff written that isn't actually things happening, but it's about how these characters view the world. And for some reason I found this really slow to read. I will finish it, but so far I am not interested, which is a shame. I also started I think in the beginning of April, another classic that was She by H. Rider Haggard, which I am reading because I want some background on a character in Theodora Gossi's The Extraordinary Adventures of the Athena Club series, I think it's called. And one character from She, or a couple of characters from She are sort of background characters in that. And whenever I come across something in that series, I actually have the third book here in this series, that I haven't read the original horror or gothic story from before, I go back and read it. So this series has a lot of like classic horror characters in it, and most of them I know, but there are a few here or there that I haven't heard about or hadn't read yet. So when I come across those, I go back and read them. But I think I will have to restart She, because it's quite short and it's quite easy to read for me. It is written like in a classic style, but it's still quite easy to read for me. But I paused for a little while. I was reading other things, so I think I will have to go back and start it over. But there's one more thing that I'm reading, and that is the Tanglewood Palace Stories by Marjorie Liu. And this one I got from NetGalley. It hasn't come out yet, and it's a short story collection from Liu, who wrote Monstrous. I have read 2 short stories so far. The first one I was okay with, it wasn't for me, and the second one I liked, so I am excited to read more. The first one was like this witch sort of story, and the second one was a take on a fairy tale, take on Sleeping Beauty. It was first written for the Starlit Wood collection, like the anthology, and now I've read 2 short stories from that were first published in that book. I've read them from different books, or from like Hugo nominee lists, like voters packages, and I have enjoyed both of them. So I will really need to get my hands on that anthology. It's all fairy tale retellings. So that's what I'm currently reading. I thought I'd quickly show you what I have out from the library currently. So I got the first volume of Blame by Tsutomu Nihei, and I read Abara, was it called, by Tsutomu Nihei in my 28 manga in 28 days challenge, and I enjoyed it. And this is about a man who wanders an endless labyrinth of cyber dungeons filled with concrete and steel, fighting off cyborgs and other bizarre silicate creatures. So I like the creatures in the book that I read from this author, and I liked like the action scenes and the scenery. So this is perhaps more of the same. So I have volume 1 of this. I have 2 more manga waiting for me to get them at the library. I have Seraph of the End volume 1 by Takaya Kagami and Yamato Yamamoto. And then I have Witch Hat Atelier Volume 5 by Kamome Shirahama. So those were also things that I put hold on for the reading challenge that I did, but they arrived now. So one of them, Seraph of the End, is a vampire thing, like a dystopian vampire thing, and Witch Hat Atelier is a fantasy manga about witches that I'm really enjoying, so those are waiting for me. I just had to go pick them up. The rest of the things I have out from the library, I have my next Poirot book to read, and that is Agatha Christie's Evil Under the Sun, so it's a mystery. I don't know the plot, I don't want to know the plot. Then I have, like you saw, The Strange Case, not The Strange Case, The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl by Theodore Gosso. This is the 3rd book, the final book in this trilogy, and I have had this out for a while. It needs to go back soon, so I should read it. I really loved the 1st book, I enjoyed the 2nd book, so I want to see how this ends. I sort of explained what it's about when I talked about She. So the last 2 things that I have out from the library are Monstrous Volume 4, The Chosen, and Monstrous Volume 5, War Child by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. And this is like a steampunk dark fantasy series. I always reread the previous volume before reading the new one, so I have read volume 4 and then I read volume 5 because so much happens in each volume that I can't remember what happened or everything that happened, so I will need to reread this before reading this one. So that's what I'm currently reading and what I have out from the library. Let me know you have read anything good recently, and that's all from me for now, and I'll see you in my next video. Also, go subscribe to Njeri from Onyx Pages. She has a birthday live show on Saturday, and she would really like to get to 10,000 subscribers, so let's get her there. Go subscribe to her.